Hello, it's Hatman,
And Hatman's wife.
and this is our visit to Merredin and Wave Rock and a few other things. So we drove to Merredin about, what, three and a bit hours, yep.
Yep.
And picked up Georgia and down to Wave Rock. So went past Edinburgh Pub.
Yep. And it's a replica of the one in New South Wales, isn't it?
No,
I think so.
And past these silos with all this paintings on it. Then finally we get to Merredin.
Yay!
And find one Georgie.
Yep, Georgie's doing a prac down at Merredin for nursing.
I'm going to go to Fremantle in like 2 weeks.
Really?
Yeah, I'm doing my mental health.
Oh, hello.
So can you explain where we are, Georgia?
We are in Merredin, in my share house.
And what are you doing here?
My nursing placement. I've got 1 week left.
And then we're on our way to Wave Rock.
Take the next right onto Wave Rock Road.
That's fine. We're coming into Wave Rock country. I remember the kangaroos on the fence, yeah.
Turn right, then you will arrive at your destination.
Wave Rock. Wave Rock.
Wave Rock, welcome.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Oh, that's the accommodation there. I think.
You're going to
Yeah,
get out and get a permit, haven't you?
Yeah, you got to pay.
So after that, I went into the shop thing.
Yep.
And got the ticket, but there were ticket machines around, and you got to put your ticket on. Was it $12? I think it's $12.
$12, yeah.
I had to put the ticket on the front bench like you do, and we had to drive a bit further around and park. And you walk through this thing that has all the pretty pictures of it, and then you walk up the pathway, and it's in front of you. And that thing on the left is a way down, but we didn't know that at this stage.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so it's a pretty imposing thing when you first see it.
Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, it's
Shaped just like a wave.
yeah, it's quite big. If you've been surfing, I used to surf a lot when I was young. You feel a bit uncomfortable walking there, like it's like this massive wave gonna dump on you something fierce. But yeah, it's all rock, pretty porous, and it was pretty good because there weren't many people there.
No.
Because it's middle of winter, and threatened rain, even though it didn't rain while we were there. Weren't that many people, so it was pretty good going. There's not many people. So I went up front to sort of get a nice clear film of it, and then film you coming up.
Yep.
Yeah, so that was quite nice.
I can't believe that its forms are like that.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah. There we are.
There's the bear and the Georgie.
We thought you were taking a photo of us.
There's a nice picture of George.
Yeah, it's beautiful. She's beautiful.
So from that, you keep walking in a straight line past there, and that wave bit stops, and then you get all these little side showy things, and they weren't all that good. They told you a bit about it, but weren't all that good.
Yeah.
And you keep on walking, and then eventually you come to these stairs. So it's okay, you walk up there, and what I found interesting is that you don't know how extensive the whole thing is until you walk up, and you don't realise straight away. You walk up to one bit, there's this much, and it's this big, and get further and further, and yeah, it gets quite extensive after a while. Yeah. This is when you first realise that there is a dam there.
Yeah.
So you look off to the right, and there's a dam, and you start to see that you're getting up a little bit high. You having trouble with the stairs, were you?
A little bit with my knee.
Yeah. It was really good exercise, that.
It was. Very good.
Yeah.
Needed it.
And you get me with a GoPro filming George filming with a GoPro. Yeah. And at this stage, you think that there's the top. But when you climb up there,
It's not.
it's not. But not only that, but you realise what a fantastic view you start to get, because you couldn't really see much. You saw the dam, and that's pretty big. And then you hear and you think, I can see a lot. And then when you get to this top, you can see everything. And there's that new thing they're building, and the new airport as well.
Yes.
So then you start to see how big it is, and you also get to see that you're actually not at the top. There's actually further peaks, and there's even a bit of a forest up there as well. So it sort of gets bigger and bigger, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Me and Georgia were chatting all the way. You were going ahead of us.
Well, it's good to film you from the front,
Mm.
So then from here, we'd been at the top before, and your legs were starting to ache at this stage. So
Yep.
you and I took a more flatter way across, and we let George go on, told her where to go to actually get to the peak. So that's George. You can just see her at the top with her hands raised if you squint hard enough.
Yeah.
And we walked along the flat section, and then we got George coming down from the peak section.
Because of COVID, and we're not citizens. So I started new businesses. Factory.
Yeah, this was disappointing.
So we remembered the last time we were here that there was some big stacks of thing, and there was nothing. It was just about all knocked down.
Yeah, it's all knocked down.
And I got a picture from when we went before. This is from 2020, and they had quite a few of these tall peak things, but there weren't any then. I don't know
They're
why.
all knocked down. Very sad.
And then we eventually found our way down. You can see that where the start was is actually a bit of a fast way down.
Yeah, quicker.
But it's very hard to see it from the top. You think, when you look over, you think it's going to be a cliff, but it's not.
Okay.
It's just a slow,
Are you sure it's video? I think it's. Oh,
Yeah.
gentle walk.
Yeah, it's not all that bad.
There's a picture of Wave Rock.
Yep, so we went back through Hyden and found out that the council had spent money for tourism
Okay, we're just seeing Wave.
on some things for RVs. Had a few things for RV friendly sites.
There were things
And there was
that we
also this thing that
since we were
made,
here last.
it was sort of art, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's made out of steel, wasn't it?
Yeah, old bits of steel and stuff.
Yeah.
So we drove past here, you can see it all. But it must have taken a fair bit of time to make all that stuff.
Yeah. Very talented.
And when you see it up close, you can see there is quite a bit to it. There's a lot of work gone into it. I really like this this truck wagon
Yeah,
thing.
me too. That one and the horse and cart was the one.
So that's a nice picture. I like that picture.
Yeah, it's nice.
And
And that one.
this horse was interesting. I don't know if you can see it, but the art was like there was more to it. Like inside the body of the horse was a radiator and a drive shaft and couplings and stuff, and it was actually the inside of a motor. So it sort of told more of a story when you had a really good look at it.
Yeah.
It's quite good. Then we're driving back, and there's all these shoes tied to the fence up north near Lisa J mine at Panawanika. There's a tree with shoes in it.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
one tree. There's all shoes in it. But this had shoes tied to this fence.
Yeah.
You can see all the shoes
We
tied.
don't know why. We couldn't find
Don't
out
know why is the reason. I don't know why.
No, I don't know.
Perhaps because they could. I don't
Maybe
know.
they'll get rid of the shoes.
Then on driving off, I thought, well, how long does it go on for? 30 metres, 100 metres. Turns out, it goes on for a long time.
It does.
It
Goes on for
just,
a long time.
it just kept on going. Yeah, it just goes on and on. I think there's an awful lot of shoes there because I'm picking up some speed now, and there's still all shoes on that fencing. It just goes on and on. And after a while, I just got sick of filming
Yeah.
because it just keeps going.
Yeah.
You think, how many shoes are there in the middle of nowhere?
Yeah.
You know, because this is the middle of nowhere. But like, it's still going. There's still all
Yeah, it's
shoes.
still going,
It's just amazing. Yeah. So I tried to work out where it was, and I think I know where it was. It was just before one of the turns. So I found it on a map. So if anyone wants to see it, they can see it. And basically, it's there. So that's going from Hyden back up to Merredin, and it's about where that red circle is. So we had dinner that night with all the students, all the nursing students. That was cute.
Jordan's the one with George is the one with the strawberries on her dress. That's our daughter.
And the next day, before I went to this military museum, and unfortunately it was closed. So all I could do was really poke my head or poke the camera through the bars to have a look. And there was like an armoured personnel carrier and a few helicopters from the Vietnam era, and there was some sort of pretty old jet there. I don't know what sort of jet it was, but it looked a pretty old one. And at the other end, there was some artillery. You can see in the background there's a small tank on a low loader. But I had to go above the fence. There's another armoured personnel carrier, and there's some tanks. So there is a bit of stuff there, but it's unfortunate it was closed.
Yeah.
It actually looks as if they were doing some work to it, some renovation, and I don't really know what was going on. Yeah, so this is on the main road, and from that nearby you can see the Railway Museum, and the Railway Museum is the old railway, the old Merredin station, and they've used the station house as a museum. So there's this sort of stuff in there.
Telephones.
Those meters, they're old AVOs. When I was young doing TAFE,
Yeah,
we
I
used
remember
to
that.
use AVOs. They were pretty fancy things in those days. And just a lot of old stuff.
From the railway.
Yeah, in the station and that.
Old typewriters.
And all the costumes
Yeah.
and the hats and the badges and all that sort of stuff. And a few old bikes and yeah, all sorts of old stuff. Just racing to it. The old equipment. Yeah, more clothing and trophies and just all sorts of irons and the see those plates.
Yeah.
Those plates were actually Merredin railway plates.
Wow.
This is a wooden ramp for kegs. So I'm filming this from the basement of the old pub that was on the station.
The old bottles.
So they've got the old bottles and the old grog bottles down there.
And they used to roll the kegs down.
Yeah, so this is the actual basement below the sort of pub on the platform type thing. And this is coming up from the cellar, and that's like where they used to serve from behind the bar. And they've got the old glasses and the old all the old stuff.
They don't sell alcohol at the railway stations anymore.
Nah, and that's more the plates and cups. The actual
They played music.
yeah, there was a pump organ, that sort of stuff there. And this is the old hand switches. I had a look underneath, and all the mechanicals had been removed. They had the little they call those machines they used to hand the little label things over. And the first level of electronics they had, which has been pulled out, it's just when you just had a light stuff. And some old loco. So this isn't as old as it sounds. It says 1808. It wasn't built then. It was built later, but it's one of the old sort of diesels. Yeah, it's quite small. It was just you used to shunt in the yard, I think. It's a pretty small one. Wouldn't have had much power to it. You don't need much power to shunt. And this one behind it was one of the steam trains. So you've got the big sort of boiler there, and in the back section is where they used to carry the coal. Actually, get your old shovel out and was that
1897.
1897, yeah. So you get your shovel, you get the coal out, and you shovel it into the boiler and da-da-da-da. All the valving and stuff to run it. Yeah, so that was that.
Yeah, we didn't get to see it because we were at church.
Yep, you and Georgie went to church. On the way back, we stopped at this place. What was the name of that place?
Lake. It was in Chidlow, Lake Leschenaltia.
Yeah, something like that. That was pretty cute.
It was lovely.
Yeah, so we'd never seen it before.
No.
Turned out our kids have been on school camps there before.
Yeah, I didn't know that. That was a surprise.
Yeah.
Canoed with their school.
Yeah. So this is us seeing it for the first time, and it was quite cute, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was really cute. There was some monks there playing music.
Yeah, some Buddhists
and
playing music and chanting and stuff.
Yeah.
It's quite bizarre.
It sounded like they were screaming.
Yeah. But looks like there's some sort of bushwalks around there, and there's a swimming area and a little swimming pontoon, and there's a little life rescue tube. That sort of stuff.
It's very nice.
So that was our trip.
Yeah, it'd be lovely in summer there.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Yeah,
in summer.
it was a good trip.
So
good to see Georgia.
What part you like best?
We'll see in Georgia. But I really enjoyed going to this place. It's lovely.
Yeah.
It was just a spur of the moment. And
yeah, I think it's good when you're going somewhere to show someone else something you've already seen, for you to see something new as well. It's really
because
really
we'd already been away at Rock before.
Yeah.
So that was good and new. I loved it.
Okay,
It was
cool.
good. Okay. Bye.